extend the government's borrowing authority into December. Republican and Democratic leaders edged back from a standoff over lifting the debt limit, with Democratic senators accepting an offer from Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader, which was made just before his Republicans were prepared to block longer-term legislation to suspend the cap, which may have led to a default and likely a recession. The party line vote in support of the bill to raise the government's debt ceiling by nearly $500 billion brought instant relief in Washington and far beyond. It will, however, only temporarily avert an unprecedented default. Should the House pass the bill, lawmakers will once again be forced into a standoff when the next deadline arises in 2 months.
Hoof and mouth disease in here to the United States.
Obviously, not to mention COVID, which is an issue that many people have pointed out.
Well, happy birthday, Fox. If that isn't Fox News in a nutshell, I really don't know what is. That's something all up right there. But I guess, you think whatever you like about Fox News, I guess with all the problems we have in the country right now, sometimes it's just nice to turn on a channel and escape reality, you know? I'm not sure if this is a coincidence or if it was a gift from Rupert Murdoch, but today also happens to be Vladimir Putin's birthday.
Governors, including Georgia Governor Brian Kemp, they outline 10 steps they want the Biden administration to take to help rein in the current immigration crisis, from deploying more federal law enforcement to finishing securing the border. Governor Kemp did not speak during the event, but did tweet this video of him visiting with members of the Georgia National Guard, who he sent to Texas to help.
We're so grateful for your service and for everybody that's here, no matter where you're from. In the state of Georgia, we support your mission. We support you individually. We support your families back home. And we just can't thank you enough for what you're doing. And we continue to, at least my family does, have you in our thoughts and prayers every single day.
Georgia House Minority Leader James Beverly calls the governor's trip a political stunt and says he is disappointed.
We have our own problems here in Georgia that we need solved. And you got crime that's going on right now that people are talking about, and people are hurting. You got redistricting coming up, and you find yourself somewhere else talking about problems that may or may not exist in a state that has nothing to do with Georgia.
The event comes 2 weeks after more than 24 Republican governors sent a letter to President Biden requesting a meeting on the border crisis, a meeting they did not get. Claire Sims, Fox 5 News.
Finally, without them, we face endless months of chaos in our hospitals, damage to our economy, and anxiety in our schools, and empty restaurants, and much less commerce. Look, I know that vaccination requirements are tough medicine, unpopular with some, politics for others, but they're life-saving. They're game-changing for our country.
Nearly 100 million adult Americans were unvaccinated in July.
Everyone needs to keep in mind, it's not about what you're screaming. It's about the likes. If people don't like what you're screaming about, they ain't gonna like what you're doing.
The Biden administration has decided it's going to cut funding.
Yes, border law enforcement can expect to see budget cutbacks during this time period where immigration is surging.
Immigration enforcement is actually slated to drop under the president's proposed FY 2022 budget. Both ICE and CBP are due to get budget cuts. CBP is due to get a rather massive one. I think it's 3.1%. If the president's funding plan goes through.
What he says will increase the amount of money paid to immigrants establishing themselves in the United States.
Recent research by the Center for Immigration Studies determined that households that are headed by an immigrant, and that includes naturalized citizens, but it also includes aliens unlawfully present, those who are legally here as immigrants with green cards, that about 49% of those households use one or more welfare programs.
And so the debt will just keep rising. I'm Frank McCaffrey reporting.
And Joe, they don't like what you're doing.
To watch President Biden try to turn off that cat filter. I'm going to start referring to all my Zoom meetings as virtual summits. Do you know what I mean? She'll say, you know, when people say, oh, I've got a Zoom, I'm going to say, oh, sorry guys, I got ahead. I've got a virtual summit with my mum.
Leadership, its large military and security services, and its development in advanced technologies that can counter spying. But the CIA believes the country is the most important geopolitical threat the U.S. faces.
5:30 in the evening. Finally some sunshine, blue sky. About time. With this Biden economy, are they coming, going, or just riding around in circles?